Today's question, hey durianrider, you've indicated you would do a video for me on this. This is from the durianrider coaching group. If you want the best coaching, weight loss, performance, lifestyle, making six figures on social media, income-wise, you want to live, if you like my lifestyle and you want a bit of that, join my coaching group and I'll help you enhance your lifestyle. One-on-one coaching, every single question answered. Do video responses in depth, as deep as you want to go, right down the rabbit hole. We would do it at the durianrider.com coaching group. So this question, I'd still really appreciate if you would cover this video. The keto diet says fat instead of carbs, calories in, calories out is burned more than you consume. So if we're consuming carbs and sugar for energy, carbs and sugar, pretty much the same thing, and it's 4 calories per gram, and I ride with sugar water in my bottle now, what is the mechanism for burning the fat that I'm trying to lose? Specifically when I'm staying in the carb fucked up zone. I know I shouldn't be using my scales, but they're telling me that I'm losing muscle mass, not fat at this point. Can you explain that? When I'm vegan, high carb, low fat, sugar and under 10 grams of fat per day, please. Visceral fat is a specific concern. It seems to be increasing on my scales while my muscle mass is reducing. Appreciate your guidance, mate. Well, one, there's no accurate way. There's no scale you can step on and it shows you that your body fat's going up, and your muscle mass is going down. Like, I mean, you can buy scales that say that, but they're not accurate, all right? They're not accurate. So it's like, this is. I mean, Dave's the guy who's asking the question. I'm not 100% clear on his goal based on this post. But I'm going to assume he wants to get as lean as me in this picture. All right, this is me in this picture, lean as, all right, just absolutely ripped and stripped, okay? And I'm always like that, This picture, I'm a little bit extra stripped and ripped because my fitness is like I'm running like a 16:35 for 5K. All right, and I'm doing about 20K a week running. So I'm doing a lot of running. I mean, for me, 20Ks a week running is a lot. Some people are like, 20K a week? I do that a day, bro. But they're still not even lean as me because they eat too much fat. So this is me at my fitness peak when I'm really putting in the work, which for me is not many Ks, but I'm putting in the work. Right now, I'm not putting in the work because I'm trying to get up to 90 kilos. But not 90 kilos of fat. Right? I've got definition in my glutes. I've got striations in my glutes year round, my abs, my delts. I'm lean all year long because I just eat low fat. I eat low fat. I don't do any yo-yo dieting. I don't do like keto one week and then, my protocol the next week or whatever. Well, people do that. They just jump around. They think and I see it all the time, and I'm not saying this person's doing it. I'm not exactly sure what this person's doing or how long they've been doing it for, but I'm saying I've got a lot of friends and acquaintances over the year. They'll do my protocol for a week, and then I don't know, like, is this work? And they'll go do something else for a week. It's just like the metabolism. Your thyroid is basically going, oh, we're good on doing Rider's program, and now you're cutting carbs, and now we've got to slow metabolism down and make it turn into a fat gainer. So it's like if you're gaining weight eating fruit, rice, and sugar, that's clear sign your thyroid has been smashed. Like if you're eating 10 grams of fat a day and gaining fat, your metabolism, it's not broken, it's in survival mode because you've been in a famine prior, all right? So it's smashed, all right? It's not broken because broken means you're dead. It's smashed. You've smashed your metabolism because you've taught it famine. And the best way to get into a famine state is restrict sugar. Sugar is the most important nutrient for humans. And this is where I lose people. Like, no, it's not. They say bacon's the best superfood for the humans. Bacon's best. Beef is best. Sugar makes you fat. If sugar makes you fat, why is it called sugar and not fat? You know what I mean? Like, if you're a skinny 16-year-old kid working on a work site on the weekend and all your fat tradie mates are saying, God, mate, you got to get some weight on you, mate. You got to beef up. Have some beef. They're not saying have a bag of sugar. No one's taking you to the pub and ordering you a bag of sugar and water. This guy's got to beef up. We'll get him some sugar water. They order you a steak, mate. Get a steak in here. Eat a cheeseburger, mate. What do they say to my girlfriends all the time? Oh, she's so skinny. Put a burger in her. Get a steak into her. They're not saying eat more sugar. No one ever said eat more sugar to an underweight person. Ever. Because we all know sugar doesn't make you fat. But if your IQ is 5, or you forget that you do have a good IQ, then you might believe what tubby Jamie Oliver says. Jamie Oliver olive oiler. If you want to look like a keg of olive oil, then eat more olive oil. Simple as that. Well, I've got a friend who does a keto diet and they're lean. They're starving. They're living on 1,000 calories a day, thyroid medications to boost T3, T4, and they're an absolute nut job to be around. You push them a few hard questions and they lose their shite. They do, you know it. Maybe you're married to one. And I feel for you, man. I feel for you. The guy's married to the woman who's like sugar phobic and just freaking out. Oh, man. Or the vice versa. The woman who's married to the guy who's like sugar phobic, on the alcohol, violent and aggressive. I feel for you. But hey, that's your life. That's your choice. But yeah, all right. So how can we answer this question? Dude, anyone out there, do my protocols. All right. If you want to be as lean as me, stripped, people telling you you're too lean. You're too lean. People tell me every day, dude, you're too lean. You need to gain weight. And here I am eating sugar on cereal, pouring. I don't use a spoon for my sugar. I literally pour the sugar on my cereal for the last 20 years. Or pouring the sugar into my fruit smoothies as much as I care for. Every single meal. Unlimited carbohydrate calories for the last 21 years as a vegan. Unlimited every single meal, and every single day I get told you're too lean, your body fat's too low, bro. So how does that work? All right, now go find me, the person who on the keto world eats unlimited bacon, oil, butter and fatty meats and as lean as me. Zero chance. I'll give you $1 million. I'll give you Natasha. You can't find that person because that person does not exist. Fat you eat is the fat you wear. The only way to stay lean on a keto diet is extreme starvation. That's the only way. And then eventually you rebound because your thyroid, your TSH goes so high, you just crash. You crash. You need thyroid meds. You need stimulants every couple of hours just to stay awake, to function. I'm on 0 stimulants right now. I've got nothing in my blood. No caffeine, no Ritalin, no modafinil, no Adderall, no green tea, cacao-y, wowie, nothing. Nada, 0. I've got sugar water and fruit running through my veins, man. Sugar is a nutrient, the most important nutrient for humans, people. I'm getting all hyped up here. But I feel, I get hyped up because I see people suffering. I see people doubting. It's a bit like, to understand where I'm sitting here, it's a bit like you're looking after a kid, all right? And there's a cockroach. And the kid thinks the cockroach is a Sydney funnel-web spider. The kid thinks the cockroach is a black widow. The cockroach is going to kill me. It's going to bite me. Even the black widow, the Sydney funnel-web, ain't going to chase you around the room trying to bite you. They're only going to bite you if they feel threatened but going to get squashed. Okay, they're going to leave you alone. It's just a cockroach. It's just a spider. Relax. It's just sugar. You need sugar. People are scared and fearful of the very nutrient that saves them. They say sugar's bad. Who the frick is they? They say you should do this thing in your arm 3 times in a year. They say do this, do that. They say that. Who is they? They, the system, the corporations? Who is they? Who is they? Oh, notice quickly, the keto people say sugar, it makes you fat. Sugar turns to fat. So eat fat instead. Oh, what the? That is the dumbest thing ever, people. Don't eat sugar because sugar turns to fat. What does fat turn into? Every single gram of fat you eat turns to fat. So the only way to lose weight on a keto diet is extreme starvation. The keto diet is average 800 calories a day. 800 calories a day. Sometimes my load is bigger than 800 calories. All right? When your carbs are strong, so is your dong, man. Damn. 800 calories a day for a grown adult. That's almost enough for a baby, an infant who has no responsibility, who just breathes and shits and cries and giggles and farts and burps. All right. I mean, if that's the lifestyle you want, then do 800 calories a day. It's just people damage their thyroid metabolism. All you have to do, people, don't question it. Don't question the cockroach. Don't question the spider. Don't have a panic attack. Throw out the scales that tell you bullshit and train like a motherfucker on the high carb protocol. All right? People out there go, I want to lose weight faster. Train like a motherfucker. Train so hard you're at the risk of injury every single day. And you eventually get injured and you work out how much is too much. But I ain't training like a motherfucker. Do you know why I don't train like a motherfucker? Because look how lean I already am, man. My earlobes would fall off. I got like zero body fat. I'm like 0% body fat pretty much. Okay, let's say I'm 4%. I'll go to 1% in a couple of weeks if I was training like a mofo. Damn, how many vegan donuts I have to eat to preserve the body fat I've got? I've hardly got any fat. I looked in the mirror this morning, did a glute flex. I got striations in my glutes. Striations. There's no fat on my glutes. It looks hideous to some people. I've got veins in my abs. I look like a crackhead, man. I walk through the supermarket, people think I'm a crackhead. And then they tell me sugar makes you fat. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God, my head's getting fat from all this stupidity people are talking. So, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, like, far out. Like, I've trained thousands and thousands of people over the last 25 years. And the women and the guys, I'll tell you a little story quickly. I know a guy, young man, 150 kilos, fat as fuck. His blood pressure was so high, his face was red just walking across the park there in Thailand. And I saw this kid, and I was like, he must be lost. He's going to come to me and ask directions for Denny's. He's going to come to directions and ask me for KFC. He's going to ask me, dude, I lost an 80-piece bucket of KFC. Have you found it? I lost a 246 pack of KFC nuggets. I'm looking for it. Help me find it. Dude, do you have $800? I need to go to KFC today. That's what he was going to ask me. He walks up and says, durianrider, you're a legend, blah, blah, blah. And he just introduced himself, told me where he's from. And I was thinking, man, do I have to call an ambulance? This kid's out of breath just talking and walking across the park, man. It was Jabba the Hutt reincarnated. And I'm just thinking, damn, like, this kid's going to, die from a heart attack. He can't ride up the door. This kid proved me wrong, man. He lost 75 kilos in a few, like, it was under a year or something, like 8 months or something. He was losing weight so fast. It was insane. Never seen anything like it. This kid was training like a motherfucker. And he was anorexic about his fat intake. I would see him, he's drinking 2-litre bottles of Thai soft drink. I remember seeing him one day, he had one bottle in one hand and another bottle in the other hand. He's drinking 2 different types of full sugar sodas. And back then, this is like 2015, back then the sodas were like extra sugar, like the sweetest sodas in the world. And I remember there was Freely was drinking them. She's like, man, this Sprite is legit. The Fanta is legit. It's like nectar of the gods, the sweetest of the sweet sodas. You can't get that in Australia. You can't get that in America. Maybe Mexican sodas that sweet. I haven't had it yet. But yes, this kid's just rice. We go to the restaurants and he's just ordered white rice, brown rice, fat-free dishes, sweet and sour he's doing, and fruit, just cranking the fruit, sugar and rice. And just, he's going, man, this is the first time I'm able to eat properly in my life, like, without having to starve myself, and I'm dropping weight. And this dude lost so much weight, his passport photo, they said, this is not you. You're not this person. So people are telling me sugar makes you fat. And then people are losing so much weight on my protocol. When they actually do it, that there's people at the border control, dude, you don't look the same. Okay, you don't look the same. Anyway, so what happened to this kid? He just kept losing more and more and more weight, gotten so lean. His fitness was right up the door. It was just insane. It was insane. One time, he was riding up Doysa Tep, and when he rode up the top of Doysa Tep, man, this kid was elated. All right, this was he looked like a bucket of KFC, man. This dude was so fat. All right, and he got up the Doy. You know, he was breaking spokes on his bike wheel. Yeah, but he got the Doy. He did it, and he put the work in. Something happened though. All right, something happened. He started to fly too high. He started to lose so much weight so quickly. He's like, well, I think durianrider's wrong. I'm going to go whole foods only, you know. And because people said, oh, sugar's bad, sugar's bad, sugar's bad. So he started to believe that. I don't know how people do this, but he forgot what just happened. He forgot what got him to where he is today. And he thought, I'm going to do something different. So he did whole foods only. And man, he crashed so hard. His performance tanked. He couldn't run up hills anymore. He could only do flat rides, and eventually he quit cycling. He sold his bike, and he just burned out. And he started gaining all the weight back. And he started on the fatty foods again, all right? And he started losing his mind. You know, he was doing so freaking well, man, all right? And so this is what people do. I've seen people, man. Do you know how many people I've coached six-figure incomes on social media? A person recently, I saw someone said, hey, they've deleted their YouTube channel. All their content, they were earning good money. They were getting millions of hits. They took it down. Right? I don't understand why some people out there are kicking ass 1 minute, and then one day they go, this is a bad idea. I'm kicking ass. I don't like kicking ass. I want to kick my own ass. I want to get my ass kicked in a bad way. And they just do something different. I don't understand how the human brain works that way, but I do understand that happens, and I don't agree with it, but I accept it. You know, it's your choice out there, people. It's your life. If you want to take other people's advice and get less results, that's up to you. And I'll sound arrogant and cultish, but that's the truth. If you want your best life, it's my way or the highway. Stop looking around, oh, this person's doing that, this person's doing that. You don't know what they're really eating. They might be lying to you. They might be taking steroids, claiming they're not. Or they might be done liposuction. I know one person did a gastric sleeve bypass. And then someone's going, look at all the weight they lost, just eating fat. It's like, dude, they're eating like 200 calories a day of a gastric sleeve bypass. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm like, ask them. Have you asked them? I have, and they told me. Ask them. And then they go, ask him. I don't ever get a question. I never get the comment, oh, durianrider, oh, you were right. Sorry, mate, I was wrong. You were right. No one ever says that. They just say you're wrong, and then they find out the truth, but they don't go, oh, you were right. I don't think anyone ever has come up to me, I've had a debate with and say, actually, sorry, mate, you were right. In 25 years of debating about carbohydrate and stuff like that, I don't think anyone's ever come up to me and said, yeah, you're right. And that's okay. I'm not looking for apologies. This is not about me. This is about you and your results. All right? You can think I'm an absolute biggest douchebag. I don't care. That's fine. I don't care about that. I don't care what you think of me. I care about you getting results. Okay? I'm not here to be your friend, people. So I don't care who I offend. I'm here to help you help yourself. I'm here to help you free yourself from the cage they put you in. Or they say you should jump in and you put yourself in that cage. I'm here to help, man. All right? One time I was in Penang, Malaysia, with a friend, and there was these monkeys in this cage, this little tourist thing on the side of the road in this durian stale. And I saw the monkeys in the cage, and this is in like a forest on the edge of the road. It's a massive rainforest. And I'm like, those monkeys ain't staying in the cage on my watch. So that night I went there, and the cage was only open with like just a little bit of wire, so I just undid it and opened the door and put some bananas on the ground. The monkeys come running out straight away. The monkeys are smart. They knew how to get out when the door was open. So they got out, and I was like, yes, the monkeys are free. They can do their thing. Next day, monkeys back in the cage. All right? And I was like, what? Oh, they must have trapped the monkeys, you know? So then that night, boom, put the thing out, and I watched the monkeys from across the road. They ran out, they're out the tree, and I sat there for ages, swatting mosquitoes off me, and, you know, but I also wanted to see what these monkeys want to do. And there was a street light there. It's a beautiful mountain road in Penang. And eventually the monkeys went back in the cage. They didn't know what to do with their freedom. And I was like, what's going on, man? So you can free someone. You can show people, here you go, here's the exit. And they're like, yes, yes, yes. They run out the exit. They're free. But they don't know what to do with their freedom because they're used to being in a cage. Their identity's in a cage. Well, I'm not used to eating all the calories, carbohydrates I care for. No, I've got to go back to starving myself. All right? And I get that now. I mean, that baffles me. That freaking baffles me. But I understand it happens, and it's for most people. You give people the freedom, they don't do with the freedom. People are like, I want freedom, I want freedom, I want freedom. And they give it to them like, this is good for a week or a day, but I don't know what to do with it. No, you take it back. Take my freedom back. I want to starve myself. I want to live a miserable lifestyle. I want to be moody, cranky, and wanky all day and inconsistent. I want that. That's all I know. I don't deserve anything better. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right. It's crazy. But anyway, the monkey cage, they upped the security. The person who owned the cage, they got a padlock and, they really buffeted the wire. But I let the monkeys out a few more times. And they did the same thing. They come out the cage and they go back in. And then it ended up as like, hey, you monkeys, you're happy in the cage, So, that's the deal. So that's why I don't chase people around. I don't chase monkeys anymore. Saying, "Goody, what are you doing?" I accept it. I unlock cages. 99% of people will go back in the cage. 99% of people will go back in the cage. You'll see it. If you're an experienced coach, they'll go back in the cage. Like a good little monkey, back in your cage. They want you to be in. So 99%, all right? I get that now. So that's why I don't take it personal. It's just a human nature, and some people don't do it with freedom. So, get rid of the scales. The scales don't tell you how much muscle you've got. What tells you how much muscle you've got is, are you getting stronger on the bike? Are you pushing more watts? Are you running faster? In a time trial, in a high stimulus environment, are you pushing more watts, or can you push those watts easier, or can you push them for longer, or can you repeat it day after day? That's how you know you're getting stronger. Or maybe you're a gym rat. Are you bench pressing more? No one's bench pressing more in ketosis. No one's doing more bench in ketosis. I go to the gym occasionally, and I see people in ketosis, and they're overweight, and they're pushing these light weights, or maybe they're cutting down, and they're full of stims, full of steroids, which I don't recommend doing stims if you're on steroids, because your blood pressure is going to be so high. And if you're going to do stims, do like a quarter dose. Definitely don't do clenbuterol, etc., unless you totally don't care about your heart. And you see how these dudes do it in ketosis, doing these pissy light weights. And I'm just thinking, man, that would suck. That would feel so shit. Do you know how good it feels to be on steroids, full of sugar, pumping weights? It feels incredible. Just ask Schwarzenegger. The pump is insane, man. It feels good. Not as good as cardio fitness, but it feels secondary to that. So, you lose muscle in ketosis. You're losing muscle. Literally, your muscles we don't have enough glycogen, and your muscle shrinks. You lose strength. But if you're a cyclist as well, and you're banging out Ks, then your legs are going to get smaller. Everything's going to get smaller. Cycling doesn't make your legs big, people. If cycling made your legs big, Chris Froome would be a swolger, mate. Okay? Look at that Ghana guy, Filippo Ghana. He's 80 kilos, sort of big for a cyclist, but he's still very, very skinny compared to the average person. And in the gym, he's very, very weak. All right? To watch him doing the squats the other day, he put like 30 kilos on there, was struggling. It seemed like he was wobbling around. But you don't need strength as a cyclist. You need, to hold 400 watts for an hour. That's not strength. That's cardio fitness. 400 watts isn't strength. Like, almost anyone can do 400 watts for a few seconds. That's not strength. To hold it for an hour, then that's some or 6 watts per kilo for an hour. That's some freaky fitness there. That's red blood cells. That's glycogen. That's water. That's sugar. But visceral fat is a specific concern. If visceral fat is a specific concern, eat under 10 grams of fat a day. All right? Like, another thing as well, when you're more hydrated, you appear to have more body fat. So if you're comparing yourself to someone who's dehydrated, jacked, taken diuretics, giving themselves kidney damage, then you're going to look, fluffy compared to someone who's on diuretics. Oh, they're not taking diuretics, durianrider. They're not taking diuretics. They're just doing the keto diet. You're stranded, man. What the hell, fucking hell? Like, how naive are you people? That's the thing, is you believe lies, people. And then when the truth comes along, you can't see the truth because you're so full of lies. You're not saying lies, but you're repeating lies by believing those lies that the marketing idiots tell you. So people don't understand how you get a ripped, like my photos of me when I'm ripped, I'm not taking any dehydration pills or diuretics at all. All right. I'm hydrated in those photos. I'm in peak running condition. I'm hydrated. I'm carbed up, full of sugar. I'm not depleting my carbs or my water or my salt. No shenanigans there. Everyday photo. I wake up looking like that. Okay. When I got that level of fitness, then extra vascularity. But right now, I'm so lean that most 99.9% of men in the world who've ever lived will never be as lean as me right now, on every day, every day, sugar loading. It doesn't matter if you're that lean. Like, I'm just saying, if your goal is that lean, I got the recipe. This is the recipe, all right? The recipe for success mentally and physically. And again, remember guys, girls don't want to be as lean as me. Most girls find me too lean, okay? So don't be thinking, I've got Natasha because I'm so lean. No. I'm too lean for most women out there. Women don't want you to be ripped and shredded, all right? Guys like that. Women don't like that. Women want you to look athletic, have some arms, look like you could pick them up and fuck them against the wall. That's all women really care about in terms of aesthetic, okay? And a relaxed face. They look like a serial killer. That's all women really care about. Can you pick her up and slam her against the wall sexually in a way she likes? That's all they care about in terms of physique. If you can't do that, because she's too heavy or you're too not strong enough, then that's going to kill the vibe there for her. So that's the deal. All right. So again, when people are trying to get shredded as me, are you trying to achieve a goal that's not? I mean, will being as shredded as me give you what life quality will that give you? If you're an athlete, yeah, for sure, it'll help your performance. But otherwise, it's not going to make your wife more attracted to you being as lean as me. All right. Personality and passion, yeah, that's important. That's vital. Your masculine presence is everything. But don't think that if you're as lean as me and vascular as me that you're going to get more pussy, because I can guarantee you you won't. You're better off being, probably 10 or 15% body fat than like 4% shredded like me. With a crackhead face where I'm just lean as. But, if you're in the gay scene, then yeah, the gay guys like the lean guys, but the women don't. Women don't like lean guys. Women like athletic looking guys. Right? Gay guys like the shredded look, okay? Women don't. Simple as that. But a woman's never said to a guy with a six-pack, oh, I wish I had an 8-pack or a 10-pack, Or a girl's never said to a guy with a 4-pack, oh, I wish you had more veins on your abs. Never. A girl's never said, oh, I wish you had more veins in your biceps. I wish you had more striations in your glutes, Frankie or Chad. No girl's ever said that. No girl's ever going to say that. Girls be like, oh, you're a bit too lean now. Ugh, I can see your tendons. Ugh. Okay, so understand that. I harp on about leanness, but are you being lean for the right reasons? Is the goal of being lean, this lean, going to help you? If it's not, then don't do it. Eat more fat. But yeah, if you're a runner or a cyclist, then for sure it's going to help your performance. Because extra fat, every gram of fat you eat is going to be a gram of body fat, and it's making you slower. Every extra gram of body fat you don't have to carry makes you slower. But if you're a girl, is it worth losing your boobs and bum to get abs and look not so good to guys? Maybe if you're an Olympic marathoner, yeah. But then again, having that lower estrogen ain't going to be healthy for you. So, again, it's context is important, but nobody out there ever gets fat on my protocol. Ever. It's impossible unless you're slamming the buckets of KFC chicken. Simple as that. But then you're not doing my protocol. Right? If people do my protocol long term, they look like me or the other people who do my protocol. Okay? They look slim. They look ready for the Tour de France. Simple as that. Male or female. Simple as that. Great question. The fat we eat is the fat we wear. Fat burns in the flame of carbohydrate. Do some reading on the Krebs cycle, people. The Krebs cycle, all right? The law of thermodynamics, where you're changing fat into carbon dioxide. You literally breathe the fat out. So where does the sense make in eating more fat? You're trying to lose fat. People are like, oh, I'm going to eat more fat. It's like, why would you eat what you're trying to lose? That's like, that's like cleaning your bum with freaking dog shit. What are you doing? You're trying to get rid of your crap on your anus, and you're gonna add. What are you doing? You're trying to get rid of fat in your body, so you're gonna eat more fat. Like, what are you doing, man? Oh, but in keto, you trick yourself into being full on 800 calories a day. and you lose weight that way because you're in a calorie deficit. Yeah, but you fuck your thyroid, and then you rebound. You feel like shit. You feel like shit. Well, I don't mind if I feel like shit if I lose a bit of fat. Why don't you just stop eating so much fat and you'll lose the fat, bro? And you won't damage your thyroid and rebound out. Okay? Do my protocols if you want to feel the best every minute of the day. Your best. Better than you would feel in a sugar starvation nation, caffeine, freaking manic cortisol, strike panic situation. Thanks for the question. If I didn't answer it, let me know. Carb up every meal as much as you care for. Same with sleep. I don't get out of bed if I haven't had enough sleep. I stay in bed till I'm done, diddly done. And I go to bed early at night time, okay? Go to bed 9, 10 p.m. ideally. Get the rest, man. If I need a nap during the day, I had some water, hit some sugar, have a nap, boom, go again. I don't take a pill, I don't have a cup of coffee to stay awake. I look after my body. I respect my body. I only use stimulants if I'm fully awake, fully charged up. I never, ever, ever use stimulants if I'm tired. I use stimulants to go from 100% to 110%.